It's another beautiful night for baseball in Atlanta, Georgia. And the Braves were smiling after a 4-0 shutout of the Seattle Mariners last evening. The second shutout by the Braves of an opponent here at SunTrust Park. Tonight, Atlanta tries to win this series outright. It's Game 3 of the set. Hi again, friends. Chip, Joe, and Tom. Welcome back to the ballpark where, for the Braves, the playoffs are not out of the question, but it's going to be awfully tough. What Atlanta's looking forward to, Tommy, is a very bright future. Pitching is here. Offense is coming. And what we've seen out of Sims and Newcomb the last couple of times gives Braves fans everywhere a lot to be excited about.
Yeah, like you said, playoffs probably out of the picture, but what you want to see from your young pitchers is development. You want to see them get better each time they go out. We've seen that with Lucas Sims. He's been on the attack. He's been aggressive. You saw what he did last night. Had a great start here against Seattle. He's been on the attack with his fastball in the zone. Same for Sean Newcomb. Gotten better and better each time out, attacking the zone. You see his last five starts has been great, and both those guys really doing great. And Joe, the offensive guys have been pretty good too.
Yeah, the young guys have come up and certainly held their own. Ozzie Albies, who we've been waiting to see all year, has come up and made a big impact, especially defensively. Dansby Swanson has come back from AAA after he was demoted to Gwinnett for a time. He's come back and full of confidence, playing great, and it's fun to watch these guys succeed.
So it's fun to watch the young guys. It's fun to watch the old guy. With all due respect to Ari Dickey, he's got the ball tonight for the Braves. He's pitched great at SunTrust Park. He's a former Mariner, by the way. He'll try to beat his ex-teammates as he takes them out for the Braves in Game 3 on a perfect night at SunTrust Park.
Wednesday Night Braves Baseball on Fox Sports Southeast is presented by Chevrolet.
Nice crowd filing into SunTrust Park on a gorgeous warm summer evening. Temperature 88 degrees as we get set for Game 3 of our series. Forecast for clear skies, winds out of the west-northwest to 12 miles an hour. You always want to know what the wind is doing when R.A. Dickey is pitching. He has been terrific here at SunTrust Park. And the Braves tonight, fellas, have a chance to win their third home series since the All-Star break. Remember, they swept the Arizona Diamondbacks and then took 2 out of 3 against the Marlins in the early days of August 2017. And right guy at the right time, Tommy. R.A. Dickey ready to go to work.
Yeah, R.A. Dickey making his 25th start on the year, 8-8 on the season, and been doing a lot of good work for the Braves, particularly here at SunTrust Park. You see his last 6 starts. 3-2 record, which could be better considering the 2.7 ERA and the low opponent batting average. 5 quality starts in those 6 starts. So he's been comfortable here, and look for him to pitch a good one tonight.
And there's one thing that has hurt him, though. Even though his ERA is low here at home, one thing has been the long ball at SunTrust Park. His 4 keys to pitching success, the home run ball here. He has given up 7 home runs in his last 3 home starts, including 3 in his last start against Cincinnati, which was a 5-3 loss. He pitched great right up to the home run ball. And right-handed hitters, they're hitting 36 points higher against him than lefties. They've hit 13 home runs, lefties just 9. So a little concentration on those tonight as well.
Yeah, and R.A.'s last start, Joe, was really an odd one. He was great through 5 innings against the Reds. He struck out 7 men, and then the roof caved in on him because of the home run ball. The Reds hit 3 homers in that 6th inning, and that was the end of the line as the Reds beat the Braves by a 5-3 final score. Let's see if he can keep Seattle in the ballpark. Scott Service lines up his 9 this way with Gene Segura leading off at shortstop. Segura is 2 for his last 21, so he's slumping for Seattle. Alonso's had a hot series. Robbie Cano hits 3rd, and then a different look for them. Haniger's going to be in left field. Heredia in center. Danny Valencia gets the start in right field, and he'll be the cleanup man for the Mariners. Ramon De Jesus is the home plate umpire tonight. We'll see how he fares officiating R.A. Dickey's knuckleball. Laz Diaz, Jeff Nelson, and Corey Blazer ring the infield. Gene Segura at 308 on the year, 7 homers and 35 driven in. First one in there for a called strike. Didn't get it. 0-2.
What do you think the last time was R.A. Dickey threw a first pitch of the game and it was a 4-seam fastball?
It's probably been a while. Although he may do it more than you think he does.
And he just retired Segura on 3 pitches. As I said, Dickey has been racking up the strikeouts. He had 9 of them in his last start.
That was a hope and a prayer for Segura. Boy, that thing was flying up there.
Yonder Alonso with 3 hits in the series and 3 runs batted in. Almost got hit. Ball 1.
Well, he has plunked a few guys on some wayward knuckleballs. He's hit 10, most on the team.
And that's fouled back for an even count. 1 ball, 1 strike. R.A. at 8-8 on the year. 147 innings pitched for the Braves. He's jumped ahead of Alonso. A ball and 2 strikes. Quick pitch, and Dickey missed up and away. 2-2. Mariners came to town having endured a 14-inning scoreless streak that was extended to 15 innings after Atlanta shut them down in the first inning of Game 1. They are currently riding now 12 innings without a run after the Braves shut them out last night. 3-2 pitch is poked towards center. Dansby on the run, makes the over the shoulder grab and a beauty.
Well, it was a big league play, wasn't it?
Sure was.
Well done, kid.
Everybody's jaw was open after that great catch. Not just Dansby's. That was excellent work. And Robinson Cano bats with 2 outs and the base is empty. Cano had a 4th inning double last night, as the first one's fouled away to the left. That was his 505th career double. That ties him with Tony Perez on the all-time doubles list. His next double will tie him with Babe Ruth.
Is that right?
Anytime you can tie Babe Ruth in just about anything, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Even if it's smoking cigars.
Well, I can't answer whether Cano's done that. But Perez 58th all time, Babe Ruth 57th with 506 of them.
Oh, good pitch.
And De Jesus called that a ball. 1-1 the count. Took a little off and Cano was way out in front. And R.A. Dickey now a strike away from heading to the bottom of the first.
The off-speed knuckleball like this one helps when he does make a mistake because the hitter's out in front. But look at this one. It doesn't move. It just stayed right in the center of the plate. But because it was like a change-up knuckleball, Cano couldn't keep it fair.
One ball, 2 strikes. Base is clear for Cano. And outside, even count. Robinson Cano 1 for 8 in the series. They hit that double I mentioned. Excuse me, 2 for 8 in the series. And he has an RBI that came in game 1. This one's hit toward Kemp and left. Long run for Matt. He's not going to get there. That one's up against the fence. And Robinson Cano, you're tied with Babe Ruth on the all-time doubles list. And it comes with 2 outs in the first inning.
I think I want that baseball.
Yeah. Well, they got it. Yep. No, they threw
just threw it in the stands.
Well, it was another knuckleball that didn't have a lot of movement, maybe a little bit late.
Manny Acta's the Mariners' third base coach, and he just took that ball and flipped it in the stands to a young Mariner fan, it looks like. So, young man, don't go play catch with that ball.
No, don't go far because you might be trading some stuff for that ball.
Right. Sure, somebody in the Mariners clubhouse is watching the game. Maybe John Holland or Fred Stone will pass the word along at that historic hit. As Danny Valencia hits. He's in the lineup because he's 2 for 9 against R.A. Dickey, and both hits are homers. Again, one of Joe's keys. R.A. in his quest to keep the ball in the ballpark tonight.
And right-handed hitters.
One ball, 1 strike. High fly ball to right. That's playable for Nick Markakis. And R.A. Dickey gives up the Cano double and nothing else. Here come the Braves against Erasmo Ramirez. SunTrust Park. That's John Collins and Torian Prince with the first tomahawk chop of the night. We look forward to our great Fox Sports coverage of Hawks basketball a little later in the fall. And we also look forward to a Braves series wing tonight. And the lineups for Brian Snitker starts with Ender and Ciarte. Pretty much the standard lineup for the Braves, with Albies, Swanson, and the pitcher 7th, 8th, and 9th. The only switch is usually the catcher. Tonight it's Tyler Flowers' turn to face Erasmo Ramirez.
Erasmo this season with Tampa Bay and Seattle. See his home road splits. Been real good at home, not so good on the road. So we'll see if that continues.
First pitch off the pitcher's glove. Segura with a bare hand, try it short, can't field it cleanly. Boy, the Mariners defense has been very shaky. That time it was a little unlucky, but Atlanta gets a base runner to start the first again as Ender's aboard with an infield hit.
Yeah, Ramirez got just enough of this to force Segura to change directions.
Ender reached on a Segura error in the first inning of Game 1.
Ramirez is out of Nicaragua. 5'10", 215, 27 years old.
Brandon Phillips, the batter, and takes outside. They got him from Tampa Bay for Steve Cishek, and the reason for that move for Seattle, very simply, player control. Cishek is eligible for free agency at the end of the year. Ramirez is under team control for another 2 seasons, and he can start, he can relieve, so it gives Seattle a lot of flexibility in a lot of different ways. And with as many pitching injuries as they have had, he's a very nice, valuable piece to plug in either in the pen or the rotation down the stretch as they try to make the playoffs.
It's his second stint with Seattle too. They had him before, so they knew a lot about him. He's pitched well with the Mariners, 1-1, a 3.54 ERA. But they're trying to hang in there in the wild card hunt with all 3 of their top 5 pitchers in the rotation out with injury.
Foul back and out of play.
3 of 5, I should say.
Yeah, it's been remarkable, as we've talked about all series, what they've been able to do, not only with the number of injuries, but like you say, when you lose that many guys in your starting rotation, it's hard to compete, but they've been doing it.
Mariners are 2 back of the second wild card, occupied by the Twins right now. The pitch is bounced over first and into right field for a hit. Ender around second, on his way to third, and the Braves are in business. Phillips, with a 9-game hitting streak, is now 8 hits away from 2,000. That was a thing of beauty.
Probably a routine 1-hop out if Yonder Alonso is not holding the runner on.
Right off the chalk immediately after contact, so Freddie Freeman gets to hit with 2 guys aboard. He's riding an 11-game hitting streak, and he's straightened up. Ball 1.
Braves are 36-22 when they score first.
Look at that ball hooked towards center, and it's in the gap and up against the wall. Phillips missed second base, has to re-tag. He's going to make third base, and Ciarte scores to make it 1-0. Brandon Phillips had some adventures on the base paths in this series, hadn't he?
Well, that was the smart thing to do. With nobody out, you may only get to third base. Thank you again for pitching Freddie away. But you sometimes miss a bag and you think, okay, nobody noticed. And with 2 outs, maybe you would take a chance, but not with nobody out.
So Freddie with 24 doubles, 52 RBIs. Reddy couldn't catch it in center. And now Kemp hits and takes a ball. 1-0 your count. First 2 games with Seattle, Ramirez was really pummeled. 5 homers, 7 earned runs over 8 1/3 innings. He's given up 1 earned run in his last 12 innings coming into action tonight. And he's already down 1-0 on 3 Atlanta hits. And nobody out for Matt Kemp.
91 to 94 fastball, but he throws a lot of cutters off that. Change up, slider.
That's fouled away to our right. Ball and 2 strikes.
Looks like the Braves are taking advantage of that issue he has.
Little number back to the mound. No advance. And Kemp's the first out. So that worked out well for Ramirez. He got Kemp to bounce harmlessly back to the pitcher's mound. That brings up Nick Markakis. Riding a 5-for-8 stint at the plate in the series, including a home run. 63 runs batted in for the Braves right fielder. And he jumps all over the first pitch and drives it to right, and at the last moment Valencia reaches up and makes the play. Phillips tags and scores, and Markakis adds to his team-leading RBI total. That's his 64th.
His time of year. Put somebody on base in front of Nick, put him in scoring position, and he'll go to work on that, just like he did last year.
So Freeman tagged up as well. He's 90 feet away for Tyler Flowers. And Tyler takes slow. 1 ball, no strikes. Pitch. 2-1.
That cutter again. It's a good one.
Could use a deep start from Ramirez tonight. Gonzalez went 4 2/3 yesterday. Albers went 5 in the series opener. And Tyler walks to bring up Ozzie Albies. A long inning for Erasmo Ramirez. 17 pitches on a warm night. And Scott Servais has to ponder, if Erasmo doesn't have his good stuff tonight, how quickly does he go to his pen?
All's well that ends well. In terms of the base running, when Brandon missed second, he might have scored on that. I don't think Freddie was going to get a triple out of it. So on the comebacker by Kemp, Freddie would have had to hold and move to third on the fly ball. So he would have been right where he was going to be. No harm, no foul. I said that because there's Hawks here tonight.
Yeah. Very well done, by the way.
Nice.
Long way to go to get there, though, didn't I?
Ozzie Albies with a 4-game streak working. Turned on that baby, didn't he?
He's strong. Strong kid.
Yeah, what a catch. Fan from Decatur makes the play. Area drop spill. Way to go. One ball, one strike.
Good pitch there. Fastball in. He pulled it foul. Slowed him down with, or sped him back up, I should say, with the changeup down and away. It's a good pitch.
One, two is fouled away.
He had a good outing. Ramirez did his last time out against Tampa Bay. 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, and got the win. 7-1.
Had a chat with Kevin Seitzer before the game about what he's seen from Ozzie, and he likes this kid a lot. He said he's been a tireless worker in the cage. And Joe, he said there's been some subtle mechanical changes that they've implemented to Ozzie's swing from this side of the plate, both with his hands and with his legs.
Well, there was a little downtime in the cage today, too, and I saw Kevin Seitzer taking some hacks, so maybe he was demonstrating.
Pitch is caught on and missed. And we'll talk about those swing changes for Ozzie Albies next time he comes up. Braves have a good first inning. They score twice. After one, it's 2-0 Braves.
And this one over the Mariners. We have an Iron Man here in Atlanta. That's R.A. Dickey, and by way of Drew Jenkins and the Fox truck, these are the Coors Light cold hard facts. How about the 219 starts that he has, which is good enough for second in the National League since 2011. Now there's something else I want to talk to you about with R.A., and that's his leadership, going around to the young guys in the locker room, asking a lot of questions to them. They said he's an incredible worker. He's got the shirts. He comes in. He doesn't miss a workout. In spring training, he was there early. I was particularly interested in what Fulte said. He said, Paul, I was expecting him to teach me about pitching, get on a soapbox and preach. Instead, he asked me questions, and he got me thinking about pitching, and we had dialogue. And then he chimed in later, a leader on the field, a leader in the clubhouse. Guys, back to you.
Excellent points, Paul, as Kyle Seager leads off. And Pops the first pitch up down the left field line. That's in no man's land. They got a big turnaround first. And Seager has a blue pit. He's had a couple of those in the series. And that gives him his 4th hit here in Atlanta.
I think what Paul said is something that's really needed and missed in the Braves rotation. They needed a veteran presence when they brought him in for all these young pitchers. What a resource for them to go to him and ask questions.
You need somebody you can talk to that has experienced pretty much everything there is to experience. It doesn't matter that he's a different style pitcher, but I love what Paul first said, the fact that they notice that he comes, he gets to spring training early, he does his work, he works hard during the season. That's a big part of it. It's not just what you go out there and do on the mound. That's obviously important, but what's your preparation like in between? How consistent are you with it? How committed are you to it? That sends a big message to these young guys that he's around.
That's tipped and fouled at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. I think it's interesting too that R.A. Dickey's leadership is something that is able to transcend the fact that he throws a knuckleball. Nobody else on the staff throws a knuckleball, so they don't have a point of reference other than he's been around a long time and knows how to pitch.
Well, he knows how to pitch. He's got a plan. Obviously has an idea. And I like what Fulte said too, that I like the fact that he didn't just come to me and preach. I mean, when I talk to guys, that's why you're always reluctant, because you don't want to talk to guys and just talk at them. You want to spark a conversation and get them to ask questions and start to think about things.
In the air toward right center. Markakis long run, not going to get there. That's going to bounce up against the wall. Nick fires the ball in, and Seattle stops with runners at second and third and nobody out. So Mitch Haniger with his 15th double, his 2nd hit of the series, and Seattle's in business. 2 on, nobody out.
Another one that moved, but it moved right to the barrel of the bat. Another right-handed hitter with good contact. When he's at his best, he's got that knuckleball going down. It's tumbling down and not moving side to side.
Yeah, it's almost like we talk about with a flat slider that just kind of stays on plane. That one's just kind of staying on plane. The guys can follow it.
There's a good one.
Yep.
But Zunino took it a little low. 1 ball, no strikes. Zunino with 48 RBIs, hitting .224 for the year, up with 18 homers. And get that one, even count. Has the game changed, guys, from your perspectives? You two played in 2 different generations of Major League Baseball with regards to how rookies interacted with veterans. Joe, in your day, I've heard the stories that rookies didn't say anything. They spoke when spoken to. Was that the case for you, Tom, as well, when you first came up?
It was, to a certain extent. I mean, you knew your place. You knew that. I wouldn't say I was shunned or disrespected or anything like that. It's just you knew your place, and you knew. When I came in here, I knew I wasn't going to have the same liberties as Dale Murphy. You just knew that was the way. But I think, too, back then and earlier in my career, there were a lot more conversations about baseball than there seems to be in today's game.
Really?
I could be missing it because I'm not around it. But, I mean, we used to sit around the clubhouse for an hour after a ball game at home and talk about the game. And on the road, it would be 2 or 3 hours that you sit in the clubhouse and talk about the game and talk about experiences and what happened, and kind of like that dialogue that Fulte was talking about, where there's a lot of back and forth. And we had a guy like Teddy Simmons that was constantly asking us questions. What were you trying to do? What were you thinking? Those were things that we didn't really know. When I got here, I didn't really know how to think my way out there. I just kind of went out there and I did it. And it wasn't really until somebody started asking me, hey, what were you trying to do there? What was your thought process? That's when it started to click, and it starts to help you with sequencing hitters and setting hitters up and trying to do all those things. And I think a lot of that, to be honest with you, I think a lot of that has been lost.
Couldn't agree more. The days of sitting around the training room and having a cold one and talking about it, gone. I hear none of that exists today from people who.
Line drive to right by Heredia. Markakis with the catch. Seager's going to tag. The throw is cut off by Freeman, and Seattle's on the board on a sacrifice fly. Heredia's 23rd RBI makes it a 2-1 game. Haniger held at second, smartly so, because Freeman cut the ball off.
It just seems like the players are not as well. I don't know if it's preoccupied, but they certainly have some place to go when the game's over, and it's not to hang around.
So here's Erasmo Ramirez, the Seattle pitcher. Again, National League Park, interleague game, National League rules in place. The Mariners will only be able to use Nelson Cruz off the bench here in Game 3, and he's a 31 homer, 100 RBI man. So that point you guys are making, not only do you not have that interaction as much with leaders of your club, the training of how to become a leader, I guess, would be lost as well if that isn't taking place.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I mean, you know, when you're not doing it, then how do you know how to do it?
Right.
You know, and there's obviously different kinds of leaders. You know, you hear the guys that are vocal, guys that lead by example. You know, kind of a combination of those guys. And I think by all accounts, you know, that's how you would describe Freddie. He's more of a leader by example than he is a vocal guy. Now, is that because of the product of his environment, or is that just his personality? I don't know, but.
Ramirez past Freeman and into right field, a hit. Haniger's around third. He's going to score, and how about that? Erasmo Ramirez with an RBI single. Who needs the DH? Look at him.
Must be his first hit. He wants it.
Wow. Nelson Cruz got that ball. He threw one in the stands, I hope.
No, he threw it into the net behind the,
okay.
behind the dugout.
He faked me out. I was about to jump out of the booth. And you don't see many get by Freddie Freeman. Wow, first hit for Erasmo Ramirez. And he ties the game 2 apiece here in the second. So back to the top, and Gene Segura, who struck out on 3 pitches because he had a couple of swings just like that one. I would think a hack like that plays right into the hands of a knuckleball pitcher.
He's got 7 homers. He swings like he's got 37 homers. You're talking about that rough spell he was in, the rough stretch he was in, Chip. It seems pretty apparent where it's coming from.
And a swing and a miss. Retires Segura on strikes for the second time. But Seattle strikes for 2. Erasmo Ramirez with his first big league hit drives home the game-tying run in the second. Starts with the Friday night showdown on Fox Sports South. Friday's coverage begins at 7 Eastern as the Braves battle the Colorado Rockies. The Friday night showdown presented by Kaiser Permanente. 2-2 in inning number 2 here at SunTrust Park. Swanson, Dickey, and Inciarte are coming up.
Back to that discussion about rookies and young people and interaction. I was a different generation, and it was before free agency. So every year there were a lot of veterans still coming back on your ball club, harder to break in. So when you did have a chance to break in, you certainly knew your place, and you're working hard not to let them down if you got a chance to play. But there was another aspect to that, and I have to speak from the Dodger way of doing things. That's where I broke in, and that was that the veterans, it was almost not an obligation but a duty. When you went on the road, some veteran took you out. You know, after the game, if you're in New York, somebody, if they're going to the Stage Deli, they made sure you went with them. That sort of thing. And I think that still exists to some extent.
Line drive by Dansby into center. He is hitting everything on the button right now, folks, and it's nice to see. He's got a hit in 10 of his last 12 games now, 13 hits in total in that stretch.
Breaking ball, too. Might have been a cutter. Yeah.
Does the tradition still exist that happened when I first started in the 1990s? Rookie would go to New York for the first time, and somebody would take him out and buy him a suit. Some of the well-heeled veterans would take him and get him a nice sport coat or something, just as a, hey, welcome to the big leagues. Now do this to or for a rookie when you've been here a while. Does that still happen?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Dickey lays down the bunt, and it's perfect. Nice sacrifice. I mean, that was always a highlight. Go to the Grand Hyatt, you'd walk up the street to the Portobello Men's store, a couple of blocks away from the ballpark, and you'd walk by to get a cup of coffee, and you'd see a couple of veteran players with a couple of rookies trying on their first big league sport coat.
Well, they may show them where it is. I'm not sure they're buying it for them.
Yeah.
but here's a good place to go. And I think some of those traditions still exist, Chip. You know, on an off day on the road, you'll see a large group of guys going out to dinner together.
Ender had an infield hit that deflected off Ramirez's glove. And he strokes one into center field. That's in for a hit. Heredia comes up cleanly. He loads up. He's going to fire to the plate. Missed the cutoff man, and Ender moves up to second base as a result. So Ron Washington held Dansby Swanson, and the long throw all the way to the plate gives the Braves an extra base, and 2 are on with 1 out.
And they've got some outfielders with a lot of assists they've racked up this year, and this would have been another if Swanson had been sent home by Ron Washington. And it was because it was thrown on the fly. He got a one-hop catch, all that momentum, but throwing it on the fly allowed Ender to keep going.
That ball was hit hard, and Heredia got to it in a hurry, and I agree. I think right decision, hold Dansby up right there.
Mel Stottlemyre, a quick meeting, heads back to the Seattle dugout. That brings up Brandon Phillips, who's already 1 for 1 with a run, and he's our Zaxby's player of the game.
9-game streak, 9 runs scored in that stretch. His average up to 291.
Way outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Sharply hit to Cano at second. He's going to concede the run. Phillips puts it in play and scores Swanson. Braves are back in front. takes third on the ground out. Brandon Phillips with 48 RBIs, and the Braves lead 3-2.
Good hitting, veteran job there. Trying to drive them both in, but he hit it to the right side, got one in and one over.
Freddie extended his hitting streak to a dozen games. RBI double in the first. Zunino, a nice stop. Ball 2. And now Seattle's going to go ahead and intentionally walk Freddie. After the count got to 2-0. And Matt Kemp will come up with 2 on and 2 out. Matt's back after missing 19 games with a sore hamstring. And he broke his bat. Cano dives, nice play, scrambles and fires to first, and that saved a run. Robinson Cano takes away an RBI from Matt Kemp. The broken bat helped as well, but the Braves are back in front. October, and Fox Sports Southeast is your home for Atlanta Hawks basketball. Preseason coverage starts October 4th at Cleveland, and the Hawks regular season starts October 18th at Dallas, with the home opener against Denver October 27th. And you can catch all the action on Fox Sports Southeast and Fox Sports Go. With a couple of special guests here, let's join Paul Bird. Paul.
Thanks so much, Chip. Taurean Prince to my right. I got out of Wake Forest, our first rounder, 6'10". Yeah, that's John Collins. I'm sitting on 2 phone books. You got a year under your league in the belt. What do you think about the NBA so far?
Oh, well, I love it. It's a good business, especially playing for the Hawks. A great organization, great coaches, great teammates, and I'm just happy to be here.
You've had a great summer. You have a little girl.
Yeah, she's 2 months now, beautiful as ever. She's changing complexions by the day, but it's a learning process for me and my wife, but we're getting used to it.
Well, congratulations, man. You'll have to put on a show for that baby girl. And, John, we're so excited to have you here. You were an all-star in the summer league over the summer, worked really, really hard. What was the biggest difference you noticed from college to pro?
For me, it wasn't really the speed. It was more the physicality, how physical I can be and how physical guys are. It's a good thing and a bad thing for me, and I'm trying to get used to it and adjust to that before the real thing gets started.
We're glad you're here. Do you like Atlanta as much as we like you?
Yeah, man, I'm loving Atlanta so far. I just got settled, house, car, and everything, and getting everything furnished. And the city's been treating me well, showing me a lot of love. I got a good group of guys on my team, good coaching staff, man. So I'm happy to be in the A, and I'm ready to get started.
Great stuff. How was the chop?
Oh, it was a good experience for sure. They got some great staff here with the Braves, just letting us know what to do and putting us in the right position to do it the right way. So it was good.
Well, as somebody that did the chop earlier and found out that it was pretty heavy, what was your thoughts? Were you ready for that?
Yeah, the chop was cool. After about 30 seconds, it gets kind of heavy, but The job's good, though. You know, it's my first time being out here in Atlanta, so it was fun, man. It was good. It's cool.
Made it work. That's another reason he was training so hard this summer. Guys, you got to go check out the Hawks. They're a blast to watch. Looking forward to big things this upcoming year. Back to you guys.
Hey, Bertie, did you play basketball?
What's that?
Did you play basketball?
I did in high school, but then, you know, when guys 6'10" started coming around, I had to box them out, and then guys like Tawan, who, you know, started stripping me, I realized I needed to go stick with baseball. So,
okay.
Yeah.
I had you pegged for a shooting guard.
Well, no, I couldn't shoot. That was my problem. I could only dribble. So.
Well, that's a problem in basketball.
Yeah, no, I hear you. And Tarian, were you always a great shooter, or what's going on there?
Oh, no. I was a 5-man in high school, so when I got to Baylor, I also had a 2-dribble limit as a freshman. But I was just putting the work in, just getting in the gym, shooting before practice, after practice, before class, and just getting my shots up and getting that muscle memory right, which led me to be an okay shooter right now, and I'm trying to become great.
I figured out why I make it. I had the 2-dribble limit, and I couldn't shoot, so time to hit the outside corners with a cutter. These guys are great. Can't wait to see them play.
Excellent job, Paul, in what proved to be an historic interview. That was the all-ornithological conversation. 2 hawks and a bird.
Ah, very interesting. Yes, only you can come up with that shit.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, I was intrigued by the 2-dribble limit. I'm still on that. Up 52. That's inside the bag by Cano. He's just past Babe Ruth on the doubles list, assuming he makes second base before the throw, and he did.
He is not running well. I don't know what's going on with him, but he's not moving well.
Now let's see if he saves that baseball. Nope. Braves are going to fire that toward their dugout.
Boy, placed that one beautifully right near the chalk. And the trainer's going to come out. Rick Griffin, who's been with the Mariners for years and years, is going to come check him out. And dragging that right leg.
And he's coming out of the game. Injury after injury after injury for Seattle this year. So Robinson Cano has to come out of the game after notching his second double in as many at bats tonight. And Taylor Motter's going to come on and pinch run. Exactly what the Mariners cannot afford as they continue this extremely long road trip, which continues to New York and Baltimore next.
That was actually Rob Nodine, the assistant athletic trainer. Rick Griffin, though, in his 35th year with the Mariners as their head athletic trainer.
So Dickey back in the soup here, leading 3-2, second and third, and nobody out. Valencia, flying out his first time, is behind in the count. That's hit toward Phillips. Nice pick. Looks the runner back and a laser to first.
There were only 2 places he could hit the ball and not have the runner score. One was back to the mound and one was to Brandon Phillips. So that worked out well. Everybody else was playing back.
He looks like he's been playing there forever, doesn't he?
Sure does.
So second and third, 1 out for Kyle Seager. And a little squibber hit toward the hole at short. Dansby can only put that in his pocket. And Seager is not exactly lacing the baseball, but he is cueing it and dumping it, and he's picking up a boatload of hits. Even he's smiling about that RBI on an infield single.
He has as many RBIs as Nick Markakis with this seeing eye hit. Man, that's got to drive R.A. Dickey crazy.
Yeah, a couple of
squibbers, so to speak. Cano's was a pretty good pitch. It hit off the end of the bat, hit it in the right spot, and then that one, so a little bit unlucky.
So Haniger with a double and a run scored. First and third, one out. He jumps all over the first one and singles to left. That's going to score Motter, the pinch runner, and Seattle's back in front. It's a seesaw affair now, 4-3 Mariners. And Chuck Hernandez will pay a visit.
Again, staying on plane. Doesn't have that movement working just yet tonight.
I always wonder what a pitching coach says to a knuckleball pitcher, because it's not like he can say, well, throw it down and away or spin off your breaking ball.
Yeah,
it's a pitch that's hard to hit, it's hard to throw, it's hard to officiate. You almost have to hope that somehow it's a, I guess, a mental and physical breather that allows him to maybe find some magic quickly.
Well, my guess would be this, you know, he's had some conversations and you know, they've talked about from RA's perspective of, you know, what it looks like, what it feels like when it's working, what it doesn't then when it's not, and you know, those are the things that they're kind of maybe looking for in the dugout to see if they see any of that stuff. Because yeah, it's not like you can say, hey, you need to get your arm up a little bit
it's
more,
not
get on top. I mean,
yeah, not a mechanical thing.
No.
That one got away from Tyler Flowers, and the runners move up. I got to say, it's a hard pitch to catch.
Yeah.
And that's a wild pitch. Officially. 1 ball, 1 strike. Broken bat. Phillips again with the play. He's going to fire to first. Zunino's retired. So 2 ground balls to third have helped R.A. Dickey's cause. That's the second out. Now he's got Heredia coming up.
it's a big out. You know, it's early, but they've already come back to take the lead and could have really added on with another base hit. Now you got to get Heredia. Maybe another fly ball for him. Now they're going to walk him and bring up a hot hitter, the pitcher.
Yeah, it's a frustrating game so far, but still a very manageable game. And you know, the way it's going, you got to figure your offense is going to score some more. So you know, keep it there. Give your offense the opportunity that if they do score a couple more runs, it's going to get you the lead and get you out in front, not maybe get you a little bit closer.
So Heredia's walked intentionally. That loads the bases, and Erasmo Ramirez bats. He singled down the first base line for his first big league hit and RBI back in the second inning. One ball, 2 strikes. 4-2-3. Seattle has the lead. Seager, Haniger, and Heredia the runners. That was caught on and missed. Was it fouled? Nope, apparently not. So Ramon De Jesus says it was cut on and missed. The ball ricocheted off Tyler Flowers. Every base occupied, so he steps on the dish, and that's going to end the inning. Seattle strands 3 but scores 2. They lead 4-3 in the middle of inning number 3.
For all, for less.
Pretty night in Atlanta. You might recall we had the eclipse earlier in this homestand. That's not an eclipse, but a beautiful sliver of a moon on a gorgeous baseball night at SunTrust Park. Saw Taylor Motter come on as a pinch runner for Robinson Cano. He scored a run a moment ago. He'll check in and play second base for Seattle after Robbie Cano left the game after running the bases. So back and forth we go. 4-3 Seattle now. Nick Markakis, Tyler Flowers, and Ozzie Albies are coming up against Erasmo Ramirez. And in for a strike. That's slicing down the line and just out of reach of the fans in the front row.
Talking about traditions earlier, Tommy, I was just wondering about Taylor Motter at second base. I'm sure he's a fine player. What would Mr. Cox have said to him when he got called up?
Well, if he showed up like that, it would have been, hey, congratulations, be ready and get your hair cut before the game starts. Yeah, Bobby would not have been a fan of that.
How about all the big scruffy beards we're seeing in the game? Charlie Blackmon, Justin Turner, just to name a few. No?
I don't think those would have happened either. God, it took forever for him to allow guys to wear goatees, so I don't think the big bushy beards would have been too high on his list either.
1 ball, 2 strikes for Nick Markakis. And a swing and a miss. Nick's down on strikes. That's the second for Ramirez tonight. Mention Ramon De Jesus, the man calling balls and strikes tonight. He is a true pioneer in Major League Baseball. He's from Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. He is the first Major League umpire from the Dominican Republic.
Wow, I did not know that. Good for him.
Worked his way up from the amateur leagues with the Sports Ministry of Santo Domingo. He's 33 years old. In fact, his first big league game came in an assignment with the Cleveland Indians, who had 4 native Dominican Republicans on their roster: Danny Salazar, Carlos Santana, Juan Uribe, and Jose Ramirez at the time. So a true pathfinder. Hopefully many more officials from the Dominican Republic will make their way to the big league umpiring ranks.
Yeah, congratulations to him. And a young guy. He'll be here a long time.
A little low. Right there, strike 3, and Tyler knew it.
The Braves have seen this guy before. Maybe not a ton of at-bats for the guys in the lineup tonight. Markakis had 7 coming into the start tonight. Freeman 5, Phillips 5. But he's made 3 starts against the Braves in his career, and he's 2-0. High ERA, almost 5, but he's never lost to him.
Albies was his first strikeout victim, and he slaps one the other way on the first pitch.
Love that. Segura's playing him up the middle as a left-hand hitter, and wide open left side.
Notice the hands and the legs on that swing by Albies from the left side.
Yeah, a little more deliberate on that leg kick. Got it down quickly too.
So he's got a hit. So does Dansby Swanson. Dansby singled and scored back in the second. If the Braves would think about turning Swanson loose, or excuse me, Albies loose, that's a big risk the way Zunino's been throwing out base runners in this series. As Joe mentioned last night, he doesn't have a particularly high percentage of caught stealings, but he has been just about money in the bank every time Braves have tried to steal a base in the first 2 games.
He didn't have another caught stealing. If Seager could have applied the tag on Phillips last night. What a great slide by Brandon.
Not going, and the pitch is down and in. Ball 2. By count, Zunino's thrown out 3 would-be base stealers for the Braves in the first 2 games. Might have stolen a strike there. 2-1 the count. Pitcher's pitch. 2-2.
Attention media. Robinson Cano left tonight's game with left hamstring tightness. Left hamstring tightness for Cano.
Heard the announcement behind us, I hope. Just to clarify it, left hamstring tightness for Robinson Cano. Scott Service is hoping that's all it is, and that he will be able to play against the Yankees in the next series. Pitch is out of play for Dansby. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yankees are in Detroit tonight, and they're thumping the Tigers 7-0 at Comerica Park. Yankees are 4.5 games behind the Red Sox, who pulled off a trade tonight. Boston acquired Rajai Davis from the Oakland Athletics. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
There are a lot of players that would tell you that it's unsettling to be traded. They're happy with their team. They like their teammates or manager. And when you go from a last place club to a first place club, it makes it a little easier to tolerate.
Yeah, the initial shock probably of everything you have to do to get out of town probably wears off fairly quickly when you get in that atmosphere and you're in a pennant race.
Good take by Swanson. Full count. Now Ozzie will have the luxury of a head start. 3-2 count, 2 outs, 1-run game. Seattle leads it. We're in the 3rd. Swing and a miss. Takes care of Swanson. Ramirez struck out the side, and he preserves a 1-run lead. Fans in Atlanta, the best fielding fans in Major League Baseball. Check out that grab. 1. One mobile app for live Braves baseball. Stay connected with a fully customizable experience. Get Braves home screen icons and app features, as well as game day, live game video highlights, radio broadcasts, StatCast news, and more. Download MLB.com at bat today. With Paul Burr, Joe Simpson, Tom Glavine, yours truly, Chip Carey, and the rest of our great Fox Sports crew. Game 3, Braves and Mariners tonight at SunTrust Park. Back and forth affair to this point. Seattle leads by a run as Gene Segura puts one in play finally, but he's still 0 for 3. Dansby handles that one cleanly, and the 4th inning's underway. Here's another former Oakland Athletic who was traded to a team in a playoff race. Yonder Alonso tonight's in his 14th game as a member of the Mariners. Got him on an August 6th waiver claim. As we told you, Seattle traded a kid named Boog Powell to the A's. And yes, Boog Powell of the Oakland A's got to meet Boog Powell of the Orioles at his barbecue joint at Camden Yards the other day.
That's great.
Pulled foul and into the camera well beyond the Braves dugout. 1-2 your count. That's up and away.
If the new Boog Powell's as strong as the old Boog Powell, he's got something going for him.
Just missed a corner.
Played with the old Boog Powell briefly, and he was one strong dude.
Really?
Yeah. He could take a coat hanger and make a hangman's noose out of it.
Really?
Try that.
Strike 3 called. Alonso is retired looking. 2 quick outs. That's number 5 for RA tonight by my count.
Good one. Yeah, there was also a time where a couple of his teammates from the Dodgers decided they would try to take him in the hotel room. And when he almost suffocated them by pinning them against the wall with his mattress, they decided maybe that wasn't a good idea.
Taylor Motter takes a strike. Shot toward left. That's over Kemp's head, and that's going to one-hop the fence. And it's going to be a double for Taylor Motter. Those blonde locks flowing. And the number 3 spot has the 2-base hit thing figured out tonight, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, they do.
It's a nice swing here by Motter on a pitch that was up. Knuckleball, belt high. Again, it's just not, doesn't have quite the shake and bake tonight. Flags are pretty still, not much breeze.
Danny Valencia, the batter. One more note on Boog Powell of the A's. He hit his first career home run Monday, and the ball landed right by Boog Powell's barbecue, too.
Perfect.
Right? Little number. RA's going to field that one, and he'll throw to first in time to take care of Valencia, and Seattle's done in the 4th inning. RA will get things started for the Braves. He's down only a run.
Braves baseball is brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Let's go places. And SunTrust.
Bottom of the 4th inning, 4-3. Seattle has the lead. R.A. Dickey, Ender Inciarte, Brandon Phillips coming up. It's their 3rd look. And Erasmo Ramirez tonight. R.A. laid down a sacrifice in the Braves' 2nd inning that led to the 3rd Atlanta run. a strike. It's 0-1. Chopper hit toward moderate second, and he'll make the play easily. One man down. And here's Ender with 2 for 2 night. Inciarte with 156 for the hits for the season now. Another multi-hit game for him. He'll try to add to his hit total and hopefully try to catch Charlie Blackmon, who has 168 hits to lead the National League.
Ender been aggressive early in the count both times tonight. See if they try something different on him.
Be interesting to see what the pitching matchups are in that Colorado series. Bettis, who made his first major league start this year against the Braves, and Julio Teheran. If they're on the same schedule, then might see Bettis here Friday night.
Well, let's see. Tonight's starter for Colorado is Anthony Senzatella. John Gray started yesterday. And Colorado, I can't remember who started for him 2 days ago.
Well, with a day off tomorrow, and I don't know if Colorado has a day off. I believe they do. Might throw a little bit of a wrench in there. Got it. Jared, hold it for us. It's exactly the same 3 as we saw the first 3 games. Bettis in game 1, Kyle Freeland in game 2, and John Gray in game 3.
And Colorado plays a day game in Kansas City tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
We've got German Marquez looking for his 11th win. That's hit to moderate second. Ramirez is rolling along. Not much hard contact for the Braves the last couple of innings. 3 up, 3 down, and we zip along to inning number 5. With Seattle leading 4-3 in game 3. Seager, Haniger, and Zunino coming up for Seattle. Murray in the middle of his 3rd trip through the Mariners batting order tonight. These first 2 hitters are 4 for 4 with 2 runs and 2 RBIs. Seager hasn't hit the ball very hard, but he's had great results.
He has found the holes for sure.
great game going in Pittsburgh tonight, where the Dodgers continue to roll merrily along. It's Rich Hill and Trevor Williams. That game's scoreless in the top of the 8th inning. Rich Hill has a perfect game through 7.
No kidding.
9 strikeouts and only 73 pitches. Dodgers do have a perfect game in their history, you know, by another relatively famous left-hander named Sandy Koufax. We'll keep you posted on that one. That's about the only thing the Dodgers haven't done yet this year, is have a perfect game. They've had almost a perfect season. Popped up by Seager, and Dansby Swanson behind the second base bag is there and makes the catch. There's the first out. Braves get Seager out for the first time tonight. That leads off the 5th. Here's Haniger.
I like this guy. His numbers are not going to knock your socks off because he's been on the disabled list. But something about him I like. I like his swing.
And Haniger came over from Arizona with Gene Segura for Taijuan Walker and Ketel Marte. He's from Mountain View, California, and was the Arizona Diamondbacks minor league player of the year last year. That just missed. Fastball, 2-1 the count.
Sometimes you can do all those things and it's just not enough. You know, there's just no room or no place for you in that organization, even though you might be the minor league player of the year. So a great opportunity for him here.
To third, Brandon Phillips picked out the right hop and threw a laser to first in time. 2 outs. He has such an amazing awareness of the speed of the game. We have not seen Brandon take a bad hop at third base. We have not seen Brandon make a bad throw at third base.
Yeah, like I say, you think he's had a whole lot more experience over there than the month or so that he's been playing over there.
Nick Green talked about his footwork last night, maybe the night before, but there was a good example of it.
That's hit toward the gap in right center field by Zunino, and he's going to have an extra base hit. He thinks about 3, but he'll stop at second with 2 down. His first hit of the night, and Seattle has 10 of them already in the game.
Been a doubles machine tonight. That one had some good movement too. Zunino just put a good swing on it.
5 of their 10 hits have been 2-baggers. Heredia is going to be intentionally walked again. And the Braves will get after Erasmo Ramirez with 2 outs and 2 on.
That hopper to Brandon Phillips, one of the things you could see was, as I said, Nick Green was talking about his footwork. He's already moving toward first base when he backhanded that ball. He was already getting into his crow hop, if you will, to get a little extra mustard on this throw right here. That plant and move to first. That was nice.
So it's a battle of R.A. Dickey and Erasmo Ramirez now. 2 on, 2 out, and a base hit to right field. Zunino's going to stop at third. Erasmo Ramirez is having the night of his life. His first and his second big league hits.
Well, that was not a knuckleball. Under the category of swing hard in case you hit it.
And I'll bet you Edgar Martinez is saying on the Mariner bench, well, I'm glad this guy wasn't around when I played. Otherwise, I'd have been out of a job. Fouled away by Gene Segura.
That was looking to left and hitting it to right.
There's Edgar, Seattle's hitting coach. Number retired last week in Seattle. They do something cool too. They flew his number atop the Space Needle when they put it away. Line drive to right. Markakis retreats and he makes the play, and Segura spikes the helmet in frustration. He's 0 for 4 and he just left the bases loaded. Freeman, Kemp, and Markakis coming up. Good game. 4-3. Seattle's in front.
Southeast is presented by Chevrolet.
Time for tonight's game summary brought to you by Chevrolet. It's been a back and forth game. Kyle Seager and Mitch Haniger both with a couple of hits. The Mariners lost Robbie Cano with a hamstring issue. NCRT and Freeman have combined for a 3 for 4 night with a run and an RBI. And looks like R.A. Dickey has settled in, and Erasmo Ramirez has done the same for Seattle, and he's got a couple of hits too.
Yeah, he's retired 3, 6, 7 of the last 8 he's faced. The only interruption was a base hit by Albies. But he's been sharp. 1 walk unintentional, 1 walk intentional.
So let's see if the Braves can get it tied right here. Freddie Freeman leads off. Matt Kemp and Nick Markakis will follow him. 4 runs, 11 hits for the Mariners. 3 runs, 6 hits for the Braves. And Seattle's left 9 on base so far. And into the shift. That one hit out toward the second baseman, Motter, who makes the grab in shallow right field. And Freeman's retired for the first out. Again, not much hard contact. Big play by Cano in the second inning, took away a hit and an RBI for Matt Kemp. Since then, the Braves have 3 strikeouts and 4 soft ground balls to the right side of the infield.
He's pitched well for the Mariners since they got him back from Tampa Bay. Had a 3.54 ERA coming into this start, and a win in his last start, and that was against Tampa Bay.
Right off the knuckles and back foul. 0-1.
Yeah, that ball's up and certainly over the plate in that first inning where Bray scored a couple runs, and he hadn't had too many up and over the plate since then.
A good change up there. He's really mixed his pitches well.
Ball, 2 strikes. Seattle made a roster move today. They designated Leonis Martin for assignment. They bring David Phelps back from the disabled list. They acquired Phelps from the Marlins a couple of weeks ago. again, with the state of their starting pitching staff, Scott Service needs as many reinforcements in that bullpen. He said a week ago or so that with their pitching the way it is, they may have the Seattle to Tacoma shuttle working overtime until they can get some of those mainstays back in rotation. That's great when they're at home. As that one's hit toward third. Seager vacuums and fires to first. But if they've got guys at Tacoma and they're on the East Coast, that is a long flight back and forth from the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, you better make those arrangements to leave very early from SeaTac Airport. You're going to get them to the East Coast for game time. But you can understand his comments because these young pitchers they have, and we've seen 3 rookies basically pitching in this series, you just don't know what you're going to get each night.
That's taken by Nick for a ball. 1-0 the count. Well, last night, Marco Gonzalez 4 2/3 innings of 2-run ball. Andrew Albers 5+ innings of 6-hit 4-run baseball. Seattle won the first one 6-5. The Braves shut them out 4-0 last night. Tonight Seattle leads by a run 4-3. And this is not an unfamiliar place for the Mariners, as Nick just missed a double. Seattle has played an amazing 33 one-run games this year, and they've won 22 of them.
It's pretty good.
They're 33-22 in games decided by 2 runs or less. Fly ball headed toward the gap in right center. Can anybody catch it? Heredia is there, and he makes the grab in front of the warning track, and that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down again for Atlanta. It's an official game. We go to the 6th. By T-Mobile. Let's check out what's happening around the league. The Marlins are red hot. They've won 9 of 11 games and start play tonight. 5.5 games out of the second wild card in the National League. They're losing tonight 6-0 though to the Phillies. Red Sox have won 15 of their last 19 with Jackie Bradley out. The Red Sox acquired Rajai Davis earlier today from the Oakland A's, and the Houston Astros still with a big lead in the American League West. But guys, they're playing for something more than a division title. They're playing for home field advantage throughout the American League portion of the playoffs. Their slow run and Boston's red hot streak has that in jeopardy here in late August.
Houston's got to get their players back.
Yeah. Into the shift, Yonder Alonso rolls out to Albies, and that's how the 6th inning starts. Well, they got some good news. Carlos Correa started taking batting practice for the first time since he had his thumb surgery. Remember, Correa hurt that thumb sliding into home plate against the Braves here at SunTrust Park. He got caught up in the catcher's gear of Tyler Flowers. And Houston tonight is down a run to Max Scherzer. He's pitching, to Edwin Jackson. I beg your pardon. For the Nationals, 1-0 is the score. Max Scherzer is going to pitch on Friday when the Nationals take on the Mets.
Edwin Jackson's done a great job for them.
You know, that whole team has really done a great job. We're Braves fans. We kind of like watching the Nationals get beat, but that has been an amazing job by Dusty Baker and his players, considering all the injuries they've had to deal with. They've used 13 different outfielders as Motter smokes one toward Kemp in left, and he makes the tumbling catch. Nice play by Matt. If he doesn't catch that, then it's going to be another extra base hit. That looked like he was doing a burpee. He made that grab.
He made a good catch and able to hold on to it. No, he hit the ground pretty hard.
Yeah, but Washington, no Bryce Harper, no Eaton, no Trey Turner. Strasburg missed time. Scherzer's on the DL.
Jason Worth.
Worth has been gone almost the whole year.
Good one.
Yep.
No, I meant a good pitch.
Oh, sorry.
Brian Goodwin.
Either way, you had it right. Foul back. It's 0-2. Are the Nationals and Mets still in the National League East? Because if they are, we haven't seen them in a long time.
We saw them enough at the beginning.
Yeah, good point. We'll get them a lot in September. I know we've seen enough of the Phillies. But they're coming up quickly on the schedule. 3 more with Philadelphia starting next Monday. And their kid Rhys Hoskins has just come on like a house of fire. I think he hit another homer tonight since his call up. And a swing and a miss takes care of Valencia. Dickey's got his knuckleball dancing all of a sudden. 3 up, 3 down. The Braves are down a run going to the 6th, and Tyler Flowers will get it going. Are excited to kick off the football season at SunTrust Park Saturday, August 26th with college football night. It's the perfect way to chomp on your favorite baseball team while representing your favorite college football team. Go to Braves.com/college football and get all the details. Tyler Flowers leads off the Atlanta 6th. Time to get something going here. Back to that Dodger Pirate game. Rich Hill, I believe, threw 8 innings perfect. 87 pitches, 10 strikeouts. Nothing score.
10 strikeouts? Is that what you said?
10 strikeouts, 8 innings.
Wow. 87 pitches.
Yep.
That's a pretty solid lineup.
Trevor Williams has gone 8 scoreless for Pittsburgh. Brian O'Nora, the man behind the plate. So all eyes will turn to him as that game goes to the 9th.
You tell me about games like that with Rich Hill, and I just immediately go, okay, he's got that curveball working tonight.
Right.
Both sides.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And Tyler Fonaroff stays alive. Colorado leading Kansas City 2-1. Nolan Arenado hit a home run, I believe, for Colorado. Minnesota won. White Sox won in the 5th. Minnesota hanging in the AL wildcard race. 1-2 pitch. It's hit towards short. Segura's got it. Loads up. That's his man, 1 down.
That's 11 of the last 12 set down by Ramirez. A lot of ground ball outs too.
Yeah, ton of ground balls.
So here's Ozzie. He singled back in the 3rd. That hit came with 2 outs, however. He's also struck out. Mets are winning tonight, beating Arizona 3-2. Arizona a half game ahead of Colorado for the top wild card now. JD Martinez hit a home run yesterday. He's one of 3 players in the major leagues to hit 10 or more homers with his new team in a 30-game stretch.
Really?
Yep. Eric Thames and Matt Adams in that group. Martinez was an excellent pickup for Arizona. He had a great couple of series against the Braves. Arizona club that was somewhat vulnerable to left-handed pitching.
Yeah, that's why they got him, and he's taken care of that.
On a play by Ozzie, 1-2 the count. Mets got some good news. They might get Juris Familia back this weekend. Noah Syndergaard threw a bullpen session today. Matt Harvey made a AA rehab start. Harvey may be back in the early days of September for the Mets. 1-2 for Ozzie. And way high. Dansby on deck. Braves trail 4-3. And that just missed. Full count.
I may have to recount here, but by my scorebook, 14 of these 16 outs he's recorded have been either a ground ball or a strikeout. There was a sacrifice fly in the 1st inning. And a fly out to end the last inning.
That'll work in this place.
I concur.
Full count pitch. Swing and a miss. Ozzie's down on strikes. And that's number 5 for Ramirez, who's dealing and giving Seattle exactly what they desperately need, and that's a long start.
Another good changeup. 3-2 down on the zone. Out in front and over the top of it.
Beautiful.
He's retired 13 of 15 men. The only 2 to reach were Freeman's Intentional walk in the second, and Ozzy's third inning single. After the first 2 innings, it looked like this was going to be a slugfest. Dickey and Ramirez have settled in nicely after the first 3. Outside, ball 2. I want to thank our friends at Delaware North tonight. They took great care of us and the Mariners broadcast team with some unbelievably delicious concession items tonight. The 2-0 pitch. If Tom has been especially quiet tonight, folks, it's because he has set a new world record for pizza and tacos consumed in one broadcast.
Come on, that's not true.
Well, no one would blame you if you had.
Well, I'm going to go try and win that Ring of Honor belt. I got to have a little girth on me to keep that thing on.
4-pitch walk. That was awesome. Puts Dansby aboard. And Lane Adams is going to grab a bat and pinch hit for R.A. Dickey. So R.A. went 6.
But the chow's been good. Chips are 8.
6 strikeouts from R.A. tonight. 2 walks, both of them intentional.
Minnow cheese melt is ridiculously good.
And a strike. Yeah, our buddy Doug takes great care of us upstairs in the broadcast booth. He was kind enough to bring us all these treats. And folks, if you haven't been to SunTrust Park, that is one of the best things here. The food opportunities are out of this world. And that's rolled foul. 0-2 the count. Eleven hits for R.A. tonight over his 6 innings, 4 earned runs, 2 intentional walks, and his 6 strikeouts. He also added a wild pitch, and that was inconsequential tonight. 88 pitches. I think we might have an issue with the official scoring because they just said R.A. Dickey threw 88 pitches, 60 strikes, 26 balls. That doesn't add up to 88, does it?
Not most days.
Okay. 2 balls, 2 strikes for Lane. The pitch is high. Ball 3. All help would be appreciated here, especially with 2 outs. And Ramirez snatched that ball back from Zunino. Wasn't happy.
Zunino threw a BB back at him. Almost like, that's not where I told you to throw it.
Runner goes. Swing and a miss. And that retires the side. 6 strikeouts for Erasmo Ramirez. We head to the 7th.
Braves in this one. Now, Mariners manager Scott Service has said, guys, these are the dog days. 20 out of 27 in August has been on the road. Printed out a T-shirt, says bring it. Said we need to embrace this situation, own it, own the injuries, and have fun. So what has he done in response? Well, he brings one outside act each road trip to start out the series to keep guys going. Now, on Monday, this is Reza, the illusionist here in Atlanta. He almost hypnotized Taylor Motter. And this is the Vanishing Person Act. Now, I want you to sit down. I want you to tape this. I want you to study it like I've studied many tapes of Derek Jeter, because I have yet to figure out what happened right there. I am blown away, guys rolling around on the ground. I still can't figure it out. In Tampa, they had an 8-foot alligator, a 13-foot python, a snapping turtle, and in New York, we have the strong man and a sword eater coming up. Great stuff, guys. Back to you.
Wow. It's like a circus traveling with them.
I'm good with most of that, but the alligator and the python, you can keep that.
You're checking out on
I'm
that?
not coming in for that one.
No. I'm not too worried about the alligator. The snake, no chance. No way.
Seager looked like he hurt himself on that swing, rolling over his back foot. Watch his back foot. Oh, the ball hit it. I didn't realize that. I thought you just kind of rolled it and then you hit it with the bat.
One ball, one strike for Seager, who's got a couple of hits and an RBI tonight. Jason Mock delivers, and it's popped to center. And Ender is there. He puts the squeeze on it. There's the first out.
First work for Jason since the Cincinnati series on the 19th. An inning, gave up a hit, a couple of runs, and a walk. The Braves bullpen, we were talking about him at the beginning of the game and what good work is going on at the end of the game. But our SunTrust confidence play the last 3 games, and there's proof of it right there. Sub-1 whip, 143 opponent average. What we alluded to in our opening comments was that some of the other guys have got to chip in to help these 3 guys that have been working so well at the end of the games when the Braves have the lead. And this is such a case right here. The Braves down 1, hold them right there.
Still anybody's game, obviously, and the Braves will have the top of the order coming up in the 7th. So good sign for Mott. He got the leadoff man. Jason has trouble. That first batter often reaches. This one's hit a mile high to right. Markakis, as far as he can go, reaches up against the wall and makes the play. That wasn't easy. And that ball kept carrying toward the corner, but Nick stayed with it, made the play.
No, but I think this is getting to know your own ballpark. And having, you talked about a built-in clock for Brandon Phillips. You have that same sense in an outfield, as an outfielder, of knowing where you are in your home ballpark and whether or not it's a play you want to go try and make or instead play off the wall.
That wall's a lot like the one in Camden Yards too, which I would think helps Nick acclimate himself to SunTrust Park. So Mott gets the first 2. Here's Zunino, who doubled with 2 outs his last time up. Zunino, a former Gator, whom we hope will be crying Gator tears at the end of October when his Florida footballers play the Bulldogs. Just trying to get everybody ready for college football night here.
Yeah, just
this weekend.
Heard from camera operator Tex Fay already on that one.
3 balls, no strikes.
Who's contesting that?
Yeah. And that's taken low. Zunino walks with 2 outs. So here's Heredia. He's been up 3 times. He's hit a sacrifice fly, and he's been intentionally walked twice. Dodger-Pirate game is going to the 10th. And there is still drama to discuss. We'll have a game break for you here shortly. As Heredia stands in and takes a strike. Nothing in 2 for Guillermo Heredia, and that's up and away.
Just looking at the sleeves of Jason Mott when he was rubbing the baseball up, I could have sworn like in a winter sweater where you can put your thumb through a hole, and
he does on his glove side.
On his glove side, yeah.
That ball is apparently in play, and there's going to be a throw to first, and that's going to retire Heredia. He didn't run because he thought the ball hit him, and it may have gotten a piece of him and the bat too. It stayed fair, and for the moment he was called out at first base. Let's check out this play. Oh, that was his wrist, not the bat.
Yeah, that was all arm.
There's Rick Griffin. And this is what Ramon De Jesus, the home plate umpire, heard.
It sounded like the bat.
It did. So in defense of the home plate umpire, that's an impossible call to make.
Right, it is.
And so he went by what he heard, saw the ball in fair territory, and made the call he made. But the Mariners are going to challenge this call, and it's going to be overturned. It'll be a hit batsman, I would assume, unless they say he swung at that ball, which I didn't see an indication for a strike because the ball was put in play.
He was trying to stop. He's in a lot of pain.
So the review verdict is in. He's going to get first base after being hit by a pitch. So walk and a hit batsman sets things up for Seattle, and that's going to be the end of the line for Erasmo Ramirez. Scott Service is going to call on Nelson Cruz to come on and pinch hit here. He's going to go for a chance to blow the game open. So how about tonight for Heredia? 2 walks, a sac fly, and a hit batsman. He's been on base 4 times. Paid crowd tonight, 23,890. The Braves have drawn 1,933,000 plus here at SunTrust Park, and it will be Nelson Cruz. Cruz versus Mott. He got the start last night and went 0 for 3. And he's going to go 0 for 1, and he swung at the first pitch. Thank you very much. That takes care of Seattle in the 7th. Top of the order coming up for Atlanta. 4-3 Seattle the lead as we stretch at SunTrust. Saturdays on South presented by Ford kicks off a brand new year, and you can catch all the hard-hitting action starting Saturday, September 2nd on Fox Sports Southeast and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. 4-3 Seattle has the lead at the stretch. Changes for the Mariners after Heredia was hit by a pitch and had to leave. Ben Gamble takes over in left field. Mitch Haniger moves from left to center, and the Mariners will replace Erasmo Ramirez, who went 6 innings of 3 runs, 6 strikeout ball. And it's the familiar face and arm of Mark Zepchinski, who's on for the 51st time now.
He worked here in game 1, an inning, and somehow gave up 3 hits and no runs. That's hard to do when one of the hits was a triple.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if the Braves can get him here in the 7th. They're down a run. And Ender takes a strike call. He's 2 for 3 at the plate with a first inning run scored. Things have been quiet for the Braves since the 2nd. They have a total of 1 hit since the beginning of the 3rd inning. They have 2 base runners since the beginning of the 3rd inning. As Ramirez really settled down and gave the Mariners 6 valuable innings as their starter tonight.
Yeah, he was really good after that first inning. Stayed out of the middle, stayed down, a lot of ground balls.
And that sweeps outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That's hit up the middle. Nice play, but he whiffed on the throw. Motter got there. We've seen that a couple of times on this homestand. Ball in the hand, and then the invisible ball throw toward first base. Infield hit.
Good start. Right part of the order.
Ender just continues his amazing run. 159 hits for the Braves now. He's got a shot at 200. And Brandon Phillips, the hitter, and outside.
Hey,
That's into the right field corner. And enters all the way around to third base. Again, Seattle's defense has been offensive this entire series. A two-base error.
This wasn't even close. Yonder Alonso tried, and thankfully it didn't bounce into the stands.
So there's the tying run for Atlanta. It's gift wrapped. And let's see if Brandon Phillips can put the ball in play. He did just that in the second inning with a ground ball to second. That scored Dansby Swanson. Pitch outside. Ball 2. Mariners have made 7 errors in this series. No way you should be able to win a series when you make that many mistakes.
I was going to say it's amazing that we're talking about them having a chance to win a series when they've made that many errors.
And something Scott Service addressed in the Seattle papers today. They've got to clean things up defensively. 3-0. And Phillips walks. First and third for Freddie Freeman. Freddie Freeman got his night off to a good start with an RBI double. He's our Georgia lottery hitting the jackpot.
.417 average. You know, this guy hits so well. He's got such a great swing. There might come a year in the near future where he's up in the 370s, 380s for the year. He's capable of that.
He's a line-to-line hitter.
Hard to defend, hard to pitch to.
Freddie saw Zepchinski in the 7th inning of game 1 and struck out. As Joe said, he was Harry Houdini in that game. He's got a giant mess here. First and third, nobody out.
Yeah, I said he gave up a triple. I was wrong there. That was given up by one of his teammates. But he came in and had base runners everywhere. Mariners are willing to concede the tying run to get a chance to turn a double play up the middle.
Oh, 1. No swing. Jared looked it up for us upstairs. This is the most errors in a single series for Seattle since they made 8 in 2 series 6 years ago. And that fouled away. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Freddie's having a hard time picking up Zepchinski. He's a little bit out in front, and this lefty's got him reaching.
It's a big pitch here. You know, he's thinking strikeout and a potential double play, trying to get out of the inning.
The 1-2. He got him to chase, and Freeman's retired. So there's a big out. First and third, 1 away. 7 Braves have struck out tonight. That's the first for Zepchinski. And now Scott Service is on his way out. He's going to go righty-righty with Matt Kemp coming up there. And Matt's hit the ball on the ground 3 times. So that's the best of all possible outcomes for Scott Service versus Freddie Freeman. He's retired. And the Mariners go ever deeper into their pen, still protecting a 1-run lead.
change the way you experience TV. And by Delta Airlines.
4-3's your score. Braves threatening in the 7th. Men at the corners with 1 out. There's a live look in from our beautiful Xfinity cam here at SunTrust Park. And that camera will show a very familiar face. It's David Phelps, the former Miami Marlin, who Seattle acquired on July 20th for 4 minor leaguers.
Somebody to help solidify their bullpen as a setup man for Diaz. He's been on the DL, just back, as Chip told you earlier. Leonis Martin designated for assignment.
A right elbow impingement is what sidelined David Phelps. Came off the DL today. No rehab for Mr. Phelps. So let's see if he's rusty as he faces Matt Kemp. Matt's 3 for 8 against him. And took one way outside. Ball 1. Interesting choice in a game tying situation that Scott Service would bring on a man with whom the Braves are familiar instead of some of the other guys in their pen. But Phelps a fresh arm, and he just gave up a base hit to tie the game. Streaking around to second, heading for third is Phillips. Matt Kemp with a game tying single. It's 4-4. So the Braves cash in that infield hit and the dropped ball by Motter, and the 2-base error helped as well.
Fastball inner third. Good swing again by Matt Kemp. And a good turn around second by Phillips.
So no chance for Ramirez to win it. No chance for Dickey to lose it. Now the Braves, with a fly ball of depth, might be able to score Phillips and take a 7th inning lead. New life, 4-4 game. The Braves have the right guy at the right time in the batter's box. Markakis with a 1st inning sacrifice fly. He struck out in the 3rd. And Heredia made a fine running catch to take away a potential hit in the 5th. And that's fouled back. It's 0-2. High hopper. Seattle's going to backflip to second, and that's all they get. Nick Markakis put it in play in a perfect spot at the perfect velocity. That brings home Phillips, and Atlanta takes the lead again, 5-4.
You might remember that the Mariners had a couple little dinks that dropped in earlier tonight too that scored a run like that little infield hit that Seager had between short and third. So a little payback here.
So Motter dressed it up, but that's the only play he had. And Tyler Flowers, the batter, with 2 outs. 5-4, Braves have the lead. The pitch. Cut out and missed. Tyler had a couple of hits against David Phelps. He's 2 for 5 lifetime. No swing. It's an even count. Kemp with his 49th RBI. Nick Markakis with 65 RBIs. NCRT and Phillips have each scored 2 runs. So if the Braves bullpen can keep up its great work of late. Jason Mott with a scoreless 7th inning in relief. Atlanta needs 6 more outs.
Yeah, depending on who's available tonight. You know, the guys that have been at the end of the ball game, whether it's Freeman or Ramirez or Vizcaino, they've only got to get 6 outs tonight. That's a bonus. And it looks like Jim Johnson will be next.
The 1-2 is high. There's a new face down in the Braves bullpen tonight as well. Don't know if we talked about that during the game. I know it was talked about on Braves Live. A.J. Minter was called up. A.J. is one of the Braves' prized relief prospects. Max Fried was sent back down to the minor leagues, not because he did anything poorly, but he's going to go back and start. He's a starting pitcher. And Flowers just got hit. And David Phelps saying he made no attempt to get out of the way of that pitch. Let's see, did he?
Not so much.
Was that 16? 16 times he's been hit.
17.
17. Yeah.
He had 16 going on 17. Anyway, he's aboard with 2 outs. And Ozzie pushed off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. Anyway, it'll be fun to see A.J. Minter get into his first big league game at some point. Exciting time. Talked about the youth coming up for the Braves this time of year. As that one shot toward first. Nice play. Phelps to the bag. And that will retire the side. The Braves take the lead. NCRT and Phillips, the spark plugs at the top, come home thanks to Kemp and Markakis with RBI hits. We go to the 8th inning. That's a big story, but Jerome has the big story. Jerome?
Thank you, Chip. Game lost in the 9th because of an error. That has to be unbelievable. Not only Forsythe, but Hill sitting there. What more can he do?
He can't do anything. He has to keep pitching, and he did that. He was awesome, and you just feel bad for Rich Hill. Huge hit from Josh Harrison, but you have to feel bad for Hill.
Absolutely. All right, let's get you back up to the booth, fellas.
Okay, Jerome, I got to ask you, that's about as tough as it gets, doesn't it?
Well, it's tough for me. It's tough on both sides. I mean, that's a tough play. I mean, that was a pretty well hit ground ball in between hop. It's a do or die play. You know, that's tough to feel about that being hard. Tough to feel bad about that being scored an error. It could have been easily scored a hit the way the bounce took.
It's going to be either one.
Either
one. Going to interrupt the
but
game.
For Rich Hill, I mean, my goodness, bad enough you lose the perfect game, but then you lose the no-hitter and the game. So, I mean, that's a tough one to swallow.
How close did you come?
I had 2 outs in the 7th inning when I was in New York and ended up with a 1-hitter. So
that's not bad.
Not bad. No.
That's about as close as you can get and not have a no-hitter.
This is true. Yes.
Well, Jim Johnson would like to have a no-hit inning here in the 8th inning. He's protecting a 1-run lead, and Jace Peterson, as you saw, takes over for Matt Kemp in left. Top of the order for Seattle. It's been a frustrating night for Gene Segura. Seattle has loaded the bases twice, and they've stranded the bases loaded twice. They've left 11 men on base and trailed by a run. That's as big a stat as anything else tonight. And Segura pokes one toward left, and Jace Peterson's going to have to hustle to the line. He'll get there, but not before Segura leads off with a 1-strike double.
I heard Brian Snitker say the other night that he's trying to find spots to use Jim Johnson to get him back on track. And tonight in a 1-run game, he's in there, and of course everybody knows he's been the Braves closer most of the season, but his last 3 outings, 2 runs allowed, 1 run allowed, 4 runs allowed. A real rough go for him, and everybody's pulling for him to get it back on the rails.
So here's Alonso. At the very least, he wants to get Segura to third base, but he might be thinking about more than that. He's had a whale of a series. 4 hits, 3 RBIs against Atlanta. He's hit 9 of 10 games.
Well, good thing for him being a left-handed hitter. He can still try and drive one and get a ground ball to that side and get the job done.
Pitch. And Ramon De Jesus said that ball was down yonder. 2-0 the count.
I heard that.
Dangerous pitch. 3-0. Motter and Valencia lurking next for the Mariners. Two on, nobody out.
Well, I know you don't like to walk guys, but unless they're going to bunt right here, I don't mind that walk. I really don't. You got a base open. You got a, you know, granted it's not your typical base open type situation, but base open. You had a left-handed hitter up. Got a right-handed hitter here now. You know, a chance for a ground ball double play. And if they do the sacrifice, then you walk the next guy and set up your double play again.
Well, let's see how Scott Service plays it. Interesting, too, this would have been Robbie Cano's spot in the order. He left with a hamstring problem after doubling in the second. That one got away from Flowers, and everybody moves up 90 feet.
Now we're not so good.
That was not so good.
Well, the Mariners have only put down 13 sacrifice bunts all year, and none by Motter. Tyler got the glove down there, but it's somehow still squeaked through.
So that scored a wild pitch. Motter's 1 for 2. He's hit the ball hard twice. And he took one inside, ball 2. Line into left center field, a base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes Alonso to third. Ball dropped by Ender, and Seattle's taken the lead. Well, the number 3 spot, whether it's Cano or Motter, has done serious damage in this game tonight. 3 doubles and a single between Cano and Motter And 2 runs are in the 8th, and the Mariners are back in front.
This guy's put 2 really good swings on the ball. For a guy that's only hitting 200 for the season, makes you wonder why. The wild pitch comes back into play too.
One ball, no strikes. Still nobody out. Joe, as you said, Brian Snitker's trying to find spots where he can help Jim get back on the beam. The only way for that to happen is for him to pitch. And unfortunately, the leadoff man got on, and when that has happened for Johnson this year, it's usually been a tough inning for him. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and a strike. Side sessions, bullpens, Tommy, those are all useful and helpful things, but it's not game action.
No, I mean, you can try to maybe fix something or feel comfortable about something, but you ultimately have to go out there on the mound and try to do the things you've been working on, and then trust them and get results.
Runner goes. Good jump. Pitch a strike. Throw to second. Short hops. Motter's doing it all. He steals second.
What a night for him, and he didn't even start.
Two balls, 2 strikes. That's pulled to left, a base hit. First and third, nobody out. And Brian Snitker, I think, has seen enough. Jim Johnson failed to retire a hitter. 3 hits, a walk, 2 runs, a wild pitch. And the runners aboard belong to him in a fateful 8th inning for Seattle. Mariners have taken the lead. It is 6-5. And the Braves go deeper into their bullpen. Big 8th inning for Seattle. 2 runs in, 2 runners on, nobody out. Kyle Seager's coming up. Right now, no answers for Jim Johnson. That's a proud man who's had a terrific major league career, and we hope Jim can get back on the beam. It's just not going well for him right now. And hopefully Dan Winkler can come on and put out the fire. A triumphant return for Dan Monday after breaking his elbow throwing a pitch at Turner Field last year. That after undergoing Tommy John surgery. The fact that he's pitching at all, much less at the major league level, is an incredible testament to his fortitude, the medical work that was done for him, and his obvious pitching talent. And a great kid. Here's Seager.
You saw him get his feet wet with a third of an inning 2 nights ago against Seattle. It's to do some miracle work here to keep it a 1-run deficit.
Another part of Dan Winkler's tenure with the Braves, he was a Rule 5 acquisition by the ball club, and he still has 50 some odd days left that he has to be on the active roster before the Braves are not forced to offer him back to Colorado for the return waiver price.
That's amazing to me that the disabled list stint didn't count.
Yeah, I'm with you. I would have thought that would have counted, at least for something.
So he'll get pretty close by the end of the season. And then next year, I assume if he comes back, he'll have an excellent chance to make the club out of spring training. And then if in mid-April something comes up, the Braves would then have the ability, as being their property, as it were, to make moves with him that they desire.
There must be some fear that the league has, Major League Baseball has.
Fly ball hammered center. Ender on a flat out sprint. He's gone as far as he can go at the wall. He can't get it. Kyle Seager has just hit a 3-run homer, and the Mariners have busted the game open. Seager does not need to work on his upper body strength. He hit it to one of the deeper parts of the ballpark. And it's a 5-run 8th.
This ball up and away. Looked like Ender might have a chance with a well-timed jump. Right on top of the fence. Man. That was close.
If you're buying stock in a baseball hitting family, the Seagers would be a pretty good one to start your investments with, wouldn't you say?
I would think so.
A 4 RBI night for Kyle Seager, his 19th homer. And he closed the book on Jim Johnson. 4 runs, 3 hits, and didn't retire a batter. And there's still nobody out. Mariners have 9 runs, 15 hits. As Haniger didn't get it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And there's strike 3. That takes care of Haniger. That's the first out of the inning. Here's Zunino. He's doubled and walked in 4 trips to the plate tonight. Told you the story about Mike and his amazing baseball family. His dad's a scout. Was playing professional baseball in Italy, where he met his mom, Mike's eventual mom, Paola. His mom was a softball catcher for the Italian national softball team. As we told you in the first game of the series, Mike's not the only member of the Mariners traveling party to have a great deal of baseball influence because of his mom. Casey Candell, one of the Seattle coaches' mom, Helen, played in the All-American Professional Baseball League. Oz. The great Tom Hanks movie.
That was his Popeye imitation there. It's a good one.
1-2. Up and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Braves had a 5-4 lead after 7. Mariners have come out with their hitting shoes on in the 8th. 4 hits, 5 runs, and still only 1 out. Zunino didn't get it. He swung through it, asks if it was a strike. I don't think it was. But Winkler heats him up upstairs. And there's his second strikeout of the inning. 2 away.
94. It's not a whole lot unlike that one. Was the one that Seager hit out that was up.
So here's Gamble. He came on after Heredia got hit by a pitch in the 7th. Haven't gotten an update on him, but he was hurt. No balls and a strike. High fly ball toward right center. Markakis is slowing. He's there. And that retires the side. Seattle scored 5 runs before the first out came in the 8th. They now lead it 9-5.
Nine to 5 now. Time for an Xfinity game break. We'll see the Rockies on Friday. They have lost 4 of their last 5, but they're getting right against the Royals tonight. Nolan Arenado early is 29th on the season. That put him up 1-0. And then former Georgia Tech star Charlie Blackmon hit his 30th. They are up 3-2 on the Royals right now in the bottom of the 6th, fellas.
I'd pay money to watch Nolan Arenado hit. I'd pay money to watch Nolan Arenado play third base.
Well, I can arrange that.
Yeah,
I'll just meet you at the door to the booth beginning Friday night.
Or just here, put a little something up here and have them throw a little money in it for you.
Yeah, you'll drop a 20 and we'll talk to you later. Yeah. Nick Vincent's on for Seattle. He's had an excellent year in relief. And Dansby Swanson leads things off. Braves have 6 outs to get at least 4 runs. Chase Peterson and Ender Inciarte are to follow.
Perfect inning and a third for Vincent on Monday night.
Sharply hit ground ball for Dansby. He's been on base 3 more times tonight. And he's got a 2-hit game, and there's an excellent start.
Notice how the ball's jumping off his bat again. This is hit hard back through the middle. He's not forcing the bat through the zone. He is swinging it.
I'm going to ask you a question, Joe. You talk about confidence all the time, right? Confidence, and there's physical ability. What ratio works at this level for Dansby Swanson or anybody else? He hit over 300, I think, for the month of June, and then went into that awful slump in July. Got sent down to Gwinnett ever so briefly, and now he's come back with his mechanics. He said his approach back intact. It's the old chicken versus the egg thing. Does a run of good success at the plate lead to confidence, or does your confidence help you fix things that may be broken, which leads to success?
Success. You got to have a little success to get any confidence. You can have all the confidence in the world and not have any good results, and all of a sudden that wanes. But you got to have some fruits of your labor, and he's been getting that, and he got it right as he came back. He got a few hits and started feeling better. But if you're gripping the bat too tight, as they say, or trying to use just arms to get the bat through the zone, ball's not going to jump off your bat. It's just going to hit lazy fly balls or weak ground balls. He's using his hands now and not his arms, and the bat speed has vastly improved. Ball's jumping.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And that's where teams are going to try to get Jace Peterson. That pitch missed too far inside, however. And it's a 2-2 count. That's popped into shallow center. That might drop, but it won't. Great running catch by Haniger, who covered 1.5 acres of real estate in center. Nice play. 1 out.
Another good reason to like Haniger. Tough one to read off the bat. Not sure if it's hit shallow or deep. And good closing speed.
One on, 1 out for Ender. And a ground ball. That's going to sneak through the right side for a hit. Swanson's going to stop at second. And Brandon Phillips coming up. 2 hits in the inning for the Braves.
4 hits for Ender tonight. Like a cutter from Vincent there, but left it over the middle of the plate.
First pitch swing by Phillips and popped up out of play. Brandon with a first inning single. He drove in a run with a ground out in the second. He's walked and scored tonight. Brandon now 13 runs away from 1,000. Talk all the time about how many hits he needs to get to 2,000. Well, he's 8 away there. He's hit a couple of big milestones while wearing a Braves uniform this year. As that one's up and away. Hit his 200th career homer back in May against the Pirates. making him the 48th player in history with 200 or more homers, 200 or more steals, and only the 6th second baseman in the history of the game to do that. So 1,000 runs and 2,000 hits also a possibility. Good base running by Swanson to get back on a line drive out at third. 2 outs. And here's Freddie.
Dansby had to duck this throw to second. Motter wasn't even there to cover yet. No, it was a little wide. No fear.
Didn't mean to and fouled it back. Nine-5 Seattle, a 5-run 8th. Turned around a 1-run Atlanta lead.
This is a time where for Freddie, he's not just thinking about hitting the ball out over shortstop and trying to go the other way. He's looking for something he can put out in the chop house.
Yeah, he's trying to drive in 2, maybe 3.
Yeah. It's A.J. Minter looking to make his major league debut.
Two balls, 1 strike.
Keeps trying to bury that cutter in on his hands.
Well, the Braves have Matt Adams lurking on deck. Pitcher's spot is 4th on the lineup card. Let's see if Freeman can reach and the Braves could bring the tying run. Odd shot. Popped into shallow right. It's going to drop for a run scoring hit. Freeman beats the shift. Great try by Motter. He just couldn't get there in time, and Dansby Swanson scores. Inciarte stops at second, and Atlanta will indeed bring the tying run to the plate in the 8th, something they do seemingly every night.
And that cutter did what it's supposed to do, start on the barrel and break into the brand.
So Matt Adams is coming on with a chance to be a late hero. A long one would tie it up. Matt hit his 18th home run against the Reds, a new single season career high. He hit a 3-run 9th inning homer that day. But he's not going to see Nick Vincent. Scott Service almost certainly is going to bring on a left-hander to face him. And it's James Pazos, the only lefty left in his bullpen. That's what we think is going to happen. We'll see if that's the case. We'll find out in just a moment. Freeman bobblehead night brought to you by Xfinity. The first 20,000 fans will walk away with a great Freddie Freeman souvenir. It's also the Players' Choice Weekend. You'll see some different looking uniforms with some personality and nicknames. Different look for all the major league clubs coming up this weekend with the Rockies in town. Great seats available. Get your tickets at Braves.com. It's not going to be a lefty. It's going to be Edwin Diaz. I like this move from Scott Service's perspective. Sometimes you save the game in the 8th, not the 9th.
Yeah, obviously big spot right here.
And Adams didn't get a 98-mile-an-hour fastball.
I can't find the note, but there's something on this guy, and he was the pitcher of the month, reliever of the month in the American League in July, and has more saves than anybody in the second half.
Broken bat pop. Seattle playing deep. That ball, however, is going to be caught by Haniger. And Diaz gets Matt Adams to fly out, and the Braves settle for 1 8th-inning tally. We go to the 9th, 9-6.
Yeah, he's coming in from Whitehall, Texas after battling through Tommy John, forearm injuries, adductors. He finally got the call late last night and afraid to wake his dad up. He called and he said, "Dad, I got bad news for you." I said, "What's that, son?" He said, "You can't go to work tomorrow. You got to get on a plane, fly to Atlanta, and watch me pitch in the big leagues." Outstanding story. He was very thankful. He said today is a day of celebration for all the trainers and family and friends and coaches who have helped him get through all of the injuries. He's very excited to be here. We can't wait to watch him pitch. Guys, back to you.
He's been talked about a lot, Paul, as a competitive balance pick in the 2015 draft. Last year, between Rome, Carolina, and Mississippi, 31 games, 47 strikeouts, and 34 2/3 innings. And he's about to make his first major league pitch. And it's to Edwin Diaz, who, of course, is going to stay in the game and try to finish it off for the Mariners as we get to the 9th inning. So that first pitch, a strike from A.J. Minter.
It's a very rare situation to come in for any reliever to come in this late in the ball game and face a pitcher.
Yeah, and I'm sure Scott Service probably told Edwin, just stand there and take 3 or however many it takes and come on back here.
Upstairs, 1 ball, 2 strikes. I'm assuming, and it's only assumption, we won't know until Paul talks with Brian Snitker after the game, that Ramirez was not available tonight. Vizcaino's the team's closer. He's going to pitch with the lead or the 9th inning of a tie game. That wasn't the case. The Braves had the lead going to the 8th. Sam Freeman's pitched a lot. And Brian Snitker will Yet another baseball tossed his way as Minter has his first big league strikeout. He takes care of Diaz, and there's out number one. First of many, we hope.
Out of Texas A&M.
So here's Segura. He doubled and scored in that 5-run eighth. And that one's dumped down the right field line and out of play. Our opening comments tonight talked about the Braves and where they are, the state of the team right now. It's outings like this that are so exciting and so fulfilling, as AJ said, not just for himself and his family, but all the people that helped get him to the big leagues, and the scouts and people who watched him pitch and brought him into the Braves organization. But guys that throw as hard as he throws, with the control that he has shown in the minor leagues, are incredibly valuable weapons. And the guy that comes to mind for me immediately watching him pitch is Johnny Venters. Fastball, slider guy, good control, and for a couple of years Johnny Venters with Eric O'Flaherty and Craig Kimbrell, that trio was as good as they came.
Yeah, that was about as good as you can get with those three guys.
0-2 pitch. And Segura fought it off.
Well, as they were bringing him along this year to get his arm in shape, he put on a lot of uniforms. Rome, Florida, Mississippi, Gwinnett, and now the big league club. His last 9 games at Gwinnett, he was 1-0 with a 1 ERA, 1 run allowed in 9 innings.
0-2 pitch. And that's way upstairs.
Six feet, 205. He'll turn 24 September 2nd.
And a blistering fastball takes care of Segura. 2 up and 2 down. Nothing wrong with this kid's arm. And so far, 2 strikeouts in his major league debut.
Well, this one counts. High cheese. First one goes in the books, but it gets the pitcher, and now a real hitter.
No, I'm not eating right now. I'm just speechless at the moment.
2 outs. And here's Yonder Alonso. How about that crackler? Big advantage for Minter. The Mariners haven't seen this guy before. And it's been strike after strike. The 0-1 pitch. One pitch. It's hit high in the air toward left. Jace near the line has room, and with that wall coming up quickly, makes the catch. And AJ Minter has a perfect 1-2-3 inning in his major league debut, and a little tip of the cap. Nicely done, young man. Last call for the Braves in the 9th.
Up on Braves Live, that man right there will be the subject of one of the discussions this evening. What a debut for A.J. Minter. No question, Jerome Jurinovich and Nick Green had a great night tonight. Ender Inciarte did as well. Freddie Freeman continues to rake a lot of positives, and unfortunately, we're going to have to break down a little bit of the ugliness as well, Nick.
We have to, but I'd love to talk about A.J. Minter. The offense has been outstanding again. Double-digit hits for the 5th straight game. Lots to talk about tonight.
All right, take us out, Chip.
All right, Jerome, will do. A.J. Minter, a 1-2-3 ninth inning in his first big league game. Let's see if the Braves can mount a comeback against Diaz here. They'll start with Markakis, then Flowers, then Albies. And a line drive foul. And the bottom of the ninth is underway. The Braves have 16 last at bat wins. Braves have scored 3 more runs after the 7th inning tonight. They need 3 more in the 9th to get it tied, 4 to walk off. And prevent Seattle from a series win. Something the Mariners have done a lot of lately. They are 6-0-1 in their last 7 series on the road. And have won 17 of their last 24 away from Safeco Field. They are hanging in that crazy American League race for the wild card. And a 3-pitch strikeout. This guy's filthy.
He's got great stuff. He's got an electric fastball and some disappearing off-speed stuff, so pretty good combination.
We told you all about Jerry Dipoto and his willingness to pull the trigger on trades. Sometimes it's the guys you don't trade that make the biggest difference. Diaz is a homegrown guy, a 3rd-round pick in 2012, and he's only 23 years old. You know, this guy has the Mariners record for most consecutive hitters struck out. Not Randy Johnson. It's Edwin Diaz. He recorded 11 straight outs via strikeout from June 28th to July 6th. The previous record was Randy Johnson's 10. Anytime you beat a Randy Johnson pitching record, that is eye-opening.
Reminds me of Julio Teheran.
Yeah, similar
stature,
yeah. Similar delivery.
This guy's got a lightning bolt for an arm. 1-2 pitch. And he just struck out Flowers.
Outdoor slider.
So Ozzie Albies, the final hope for Atlanta. 2 outs in the 9th. Belly button high and called a strike. Pop fly out of play for the Braves second baseman Ozzie Albies. Who's reached once tonight. He had a 3rd inning single. And the Braves down to their last strike. Diaz saved game 1. 1 inning, 1 hit. He got Adams to pop out in the 8th inning, representing the tying run. And he just saved it by striking out the side of the 9th inning. And the Seattle Mariners came back from a 1-run deficit. They scored 5 times in the 8th and win the series and the game. 9-6 is the final score. Phelps the winner, Jim Johnson the loser. Diaz saved number 29. And fellas, a day off tomorrow. Atlanta tries to regroup against the Colorado Rockies starting Friday.
Well, hopefully the Braves offense will keep going, because you know Colorado's going to come in here swinging the bats. Braves offense is continuing to do good things. 6 runs, 11 hits. And unfortunately tonight, the end of the ball game, it was the bullpen that faltered.
Yeah, I mean, the offense has been great. We talked about the bullpen tonight at the start of the game and how good they've been. Unfortunately tonight, that wasn't the case. So enjoy the off day and get at it again on Friday.
Seattle left 11 men on base tonight. They committed 7 errors in the series, and they came to Atlanta and took 2 out of 3, 9-6. Tonight's final score. Off day tomorrow. The Rockies are in town on Friday. Hope you'll join us for a big weekend series. 3 games against the playoff hopeful Colorado Rockies. Plenty to chew on tonight. And Joe, Tom, and I will break down Game 3 of the series on Braves Live, presented by Xfinity next.